What's going on, everybody? Kennybomb is in the building, and as I'm recording this video, we are just over 1 month away from 2K dropping their biggest DLC content pack of all time. But who's all included in this star-studded pack, and exactly when can we expect this thing to drop? We're getting close, so we gotta talk about it. But first, don't forget to drop a like on this video and smash that subscribe button, especially if you don't want to miss any updates on any of your favorite wrestling games. Now let's get into it.
Run, boy, they coming on.
Alright, so no hyperbole. I think this is the biggest DLC pack 2K has ever released, because while they got some big names in here, they got one name I didn't think we would see until WWE 2K25. So let's go ahead and start revealing these names and talk about these wrestlers we can expect to see added to WWE 2K24 in May. The first one we have here is none other than Terry Funk. When you think about hardcore legends, you might think Mick Foley, you might think Cactus Jack, you might think Mankind, but right behind that, you gotta think Terry Funk. This man is one of the innovators of hardcore wrestling. If you don't like the crazy hardcore stuff we see today, then of course you can blame Paul Heyman, of course you can blame ECW, throw a lot of it on Mick Foley, but you gotta throw Terry Funk in that mix as well. Now of course, unfortunately, Terry Funk passed in 2023, RIP to that man, but he definitely is a great wrestling legend, and he brought a lot to this art form that we will appreciate forever. Well, a lot of us will appreciate him forever, but the hardcore matches do get kind of crazy these days. If you think back to Hangman and Swerve, if you're squeamish, that kind of stuff may not be for you. But I love him, so we love you, Terry Funk. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, who is not far from what Terry Funk gave us. We have the Sandman. You think drinking beers, it's like Stone Cold Steve Austin mixed with Terry Funk, I guess. No, that was a bad comparison, because Sandman honestly wasn't that good, but his shtick was amazing. Come out, beat yourself with the kendo stick, drink a couple beers, go in the ring, lose the match, you served your purpose. Sandman, ECW legend. I'm sure a lot of people who were invested in ECW were heavily invested in Sandman, but most of this stuff I saw was in WWE, so not too crazy on Sandman, but still a legend. First wrestler we saw actually in the ring in the wrestling code. So, hey, Sandman, he's out here doing his thing. Shouts out to that man. Next up, we got, oh my goodness, we got two hardcore legends from ECW. I want to say the best tag team of all time, but I don't know if I can say the best tag team of all time. We'll say the most entertaining tag team of all time. They definitely have the best tag team finisher of all time. Come on, 3D Dudley Death Drop through the table. No matter what type of elaborate move like the Shatter Machine you come up with, that move is just classic, and it's always through a table. I think the Dudley Boyz are solely responsible for any time you get a hardcore match, people chanting, "We want tables." That's a Dudley Boy thing. Even though I wasn't necessarily a fan of these guys when they went off by themselves, like with Pastor Devon or Bully Ray, when they come together, one of the best teams of all time, right up there with Edge and Christian and the Hardy Boys. So Dudley Boyz back in the WWE game, really love to see it. Now, before we get over to the big reveal, let's go ahead and hit off these minor things here. We will be getting My Faction content as well, as they will be adding the ECW Paul Heyman manager card. ECW Paul Heyman sounds like Ponytail Paul Heyman to me, so I'm with it. And this brings this pack up even to a higher status, because Paul Heyman was just added into the Hall of Fame, so we got a Hall of Fame quality pack here, y'all. We gotta appreciate it. And last but not least, for the My Faction content, we will be getting Superstar cards. Now, when we say Superstar cards, these could be interesting cards, or they could be pretty bland, because the last Superstar we have in this pack is none other than a guy I'm not the biggest fan of. If you've been around for a while, you probably know that, and you don't like it. But I know y'all love him, and this is really what makes this pack so huge, because I didn't think we would see CM Punk in WWE 2K again until 2K25. I think the last time we saw CM Punk in a 2K game was 2K15, which would have made it 10 years. I think it's been 10 years, in fact, because we did skip a few years. Yeah, because the games used to release like a year before, so 2K15 would have released around October 2014, so not quite 10 years, but almost 10 years since we saw CM Punk in a WWE game. So This is going to be big for the CM Punk fans. And you know what? I'm glad he's being added in here so I can beat him up. Now, this brings me back to the superstar cards. With these superstar cards, are they just going to add superstars who are already on the roster, or is it possible we get ECW CM Punk? Do we get the Straight Edge Society CM Punk as a superstar card for my faction? I think those would be very interesting additions, and any CM Punk I can beat and bloody up, it's another win for me. Just wait until y'all see my CM Punk versus Jack Perry match when he drops. But let's go ahead and move on to the final and the biggest reveal, because this pack will be available on May 15th. I'm recording this video on April 13th, I believe it is. Yes, it is April 13th, so just in a month and 2 days, this pack will be available to refresh WWE 2K24. And seeing how crazy these CM Punk fans are, when they find out he's in this game, I think a lot more people will pick it up. But what do y'all think about this DLC pack? Is this the best DLC pack 2K has ever dropped? If not, which one are you looking more forward to? Thank y'all for tuning into this video. Don't forget to drop a like on it and smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. Bomb Squad, let's get to that.
Run to the goddamn moon, get hipper.